So by looking into himself and studying the genes, the genetic coding of the human being, he noticed that there was two germs. There was a black germ and a brown germ. The brown germ was the recessive germ, which was lying dormant, and it didn't have no aim nor function, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. So Yaqub began his focus and observation on that. We know that anytime the original man observes something, we change its molecular structure. So the original man focused on this brown germ now and began to graft from out of the original man this brown germ. He didn't do it alone. There was 59,999 other individuals along with him who partook in this practice. And it took 600 years for them to graft from out of the original man this recessive gene. It took 600 years to graft out. Yaqub didn't live to be 600 years old. He died at 150, the messenger teaches. So what he did was he left laws, rules, regulations, and stuff for the people who were dissatisfied, who he was able to go amongst and manipulate and cause them to partake in this birth control practice. It was a birth control practice because one of the things that he did was he allowed the lighter to reproduce and he didn't allow the darker to reproduce. So by allowing the lighter to produce, killing off the darker, allowing the lighter to produce, killing off the darker, allowing the lighter to produce, killing off the darker. After 600 years, well, the messenger said after 200 years, he had produced his first people. After the next 200 years, he had produced a lighter people. After another 200 years, he produced, of course, you know, the weakest recessive gene on the planet, which now in the pineal gland, it cannot absorb any light, any electromagnetic activity, no form of radiation. The function of the brain is different. It's a grafted brain, different from the original brain and what the original man's function is. So this is what causes the white man now to, he's not a part of the original man no more. That evil in us has been taken out, but we can still be manipulated by him because he's right before us in living animated form. When we look at a white person, all you're looking at is your lower self. That's that gene within your body now manifested and brought into full fruition as a living, live, walking, talking human being. Rebellious, but it's a human being, and he's unlike the original people on the planet. You see? So the number of the white man is 666 because it took 60,000 people to do this job. If you include Yaqub with that 59,999, this made 60,000 people. It took 600 years to graft him, and he was only given 6,000 years to rule. In other words, he was given 6,000 years of information that can be used all the way up until the time of his end, which in our lessons it says was the year 1914. From that year now, the devil would begin to diminish and lose power. So now we're seeing the removal of this recessive gene from off of our planet. White people can't, they're dying in droves. They can't produce no more. The baby boom is over with. Their birth rate is 0. This is science. This is not racist teachings. I'm not a racist person. I want people to understand this. This is a scientific-based statement. When the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, all white people are devils. All of them are devils. What he's showing you is that all white people have the potential for evil, for wickedness. Black people, we don't have that in us naturally no more. It's been grafted out of us. It's been taken out of us. However, if we're in that environment around wicked people, we can break our righteous nature and be wicked. Likewise, the white man can break that evil nature within himself. The time that we're living in now, and Yaqub told that to his people. He said, after your 6,000 years, you're going to have to do the original man. Your unlikes. You're going to have to be like them and act like them. You're going to have to if you want to stick around. But if not, you'll be removed from the universe, from the planet, and then ultimately the universe will dispose of you. Because the white man is not a created being. He wasn't created nowhere. He's not indigenous nowhere on this planet. Anywhere we go. Even to Europe. The original Europeans aren't black. I'm sorry, the original Europeans aren't white. They're black. We were the original people who founded that land. This is the reason why white people called us, they called the black original people, or the black Muslim gods, they called us Moors in Europe. That's where that name Moor comes from. Moor is not no black word. And I tell, my Moorish brothers out there, show me any etymological, I know some of the brothers love to, show me some of the etymology of the word Moor and show me that that word is an African or a Semitic word. Show and prove. You can't. This is what white people call black people because we were known as world travelers. Black navigators going all over the planet. We knew the science of geometry and navigation, and we can travel from here to there. We had vehicles and contraptions that can go on water, go underwater, that can fly. We had that. Original people. But as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, today the only civilization we see is Kemet. The ancient Egyptian civilization. Because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the wise scientists of this planet, once they knew that the white man is coming, this man is being made now on the island of Patmos or Pilan, off of the Aegean Sea. Once he knew that this individual was coming onto the planet, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says the original people began burying civilization. We began burying our civilizations so that the white man couldn't find it. So we have many civilizations on this planet, even greater than Kemet. But Kemet is the only one that the white man has found thus far. He's went into the caves and found the Qumran text in the ancient sources of information, sacred scrolls and stuff like that. He's found pieces of stuff here and there, the Dead Sea Scrolls, certain things he's found. But the majority of our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the white man did not find that because as Masons, we kept it a secret from him. Because now that he's on this planet, he must come up with his own wisdom. My enlightener told me years ago, he was like, three of the most ridiculed teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And when I say ridiculed, I'm talking about individuals who got knowledge. I'm talking about individuals within the conscious community who still mock these teachings and ridicule the messenger for these teachings. Three of the most ridiculed teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is number one, the mother plane. Number two, the deportation of the moon and how the moon and the earth were once one body and how one was blown apart from the other one and they separated. And the last, of course, is the grafting of the white race and how the races and different people came onto the planet. These are three of the most ridiculed teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But you know what the messenger said? The messenger said once, the white man is like one of my greatest bearers of witness. He's one of my greatest bearers of witness. Why did the messenger say that? He said, because what I'm teaching, the messenger knew 85% of his people are going to mock that teaching and take it as jest, as folly, as fantastic foolishness. The majority of his people. However, the white people, one thing about them, they're evil, they're devils, but white people are not stupid. I give white people credit because white people are very intelligent. I tell people all the time, the most intelligent white people are the racist white people. Those are the most intelligent white people, the ones who don't want you to intermingle or interbreed with them. The ones who don't want you to get education and don't want you to go out there and start a family and produce for you. They don't want that because they know that that means an end to them. Quickly. You're quickly going to take them off of the planet by doing that. The ignorant white people are the ones who are like, oh, we're all the same. God made us all the same. We all bleed the same blood. Oh, those are the ignorant white people, you know, who date outside of their race. You're killing yourself by doing that. Go to any one of them white organizations, racist organizations, the KKK, the neo-Nazis, the Ilks, the Brotherhood. Go to any one of them. Any one of the secret societies or secret orders. And they'll tell you that. We want to keep the white race pure, because if we mix with any other race on the planet, it means our destruction. So the Illuminati basically is, and again, I'm probably going to have to cut this short because like I said, I'm going to do this, I mean, it's just so much, people. It's so much with this bill. I can't even, like, everything I'm saying right now is a bill. I mean, that's how powerful this is and how you know, deep this teaching is. You know, but I just want to lay the foundation, first of all, about individualism. Who the white man is and who the black man is. That's important to know when you study any secret society. Because this is what they're based on. Their job is to keep you away from the light, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. 3 things the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the white man would never teach us on these shores of North America after he brought our ancestors over here 9,000 miles to America. 3 things the white man said he would never teach us, and one is the science of fighting, the art of war. There's a science to it. There's a deep science to the art of war. You have to understand deception in order to be a successful warrior. Fighting, martial arts. Martial arts deals with deception. You have to know how to throw feints to, you know, be able to attack a person. So the art of war is one of the sciences the white man said he'd never teach us. The other science is the art of business and commerce. We black people don't understand that science no more. We once did, because we traded all over the planet. But we've lost that science. And lastly, he said the science of mating. Those are 3 of the sciences that the white man would never teach us. A lot of times when we choose a mate or a wife or a husband, like, oh man, man, she thick. Ah, man, woo, man. Or man, he fine. Ooh, damn, look at his crotch. I know. You know, this is how we choose a man. We're ignorant people. Slavery has broken us down to animals. We act like freaking animals. We choose mates like an animal. We don't do it with intelligence. I remember I read something once and it was talking about Bill Gates. And it said Bill Gates, he was looking for a wife. So guess what he did? He compiled a test. And he wanted to give this examination to a group of women. Of course, white women. He wanted to stay within his own. Smart man, rightfully so. But he gave this woman this test, and whoever passed the test was the one that he married. So intelligent civilizations, or intelligent people rather, choose a mate from here first down. Whereas in the Western world, or ignorant people, we choose from here up. You know, we don't even consider the intelligence of an individual. You see what I'm saying? Which is a coinky-dink. You know, in Africa, marriages were set up. Even prior to Islam, marriages were set up in Africa. This is the reason why we say Islam and African spiritual systems are the same. It's only the renaissance of all of that. Because the same practices of polygamy, setting up marriages, it's a reason for that. How do you expect to born God or bring a law, God in the form of a human being back onto this planet? You have to arrange marriages, because what we are looking for is we're matching up the intelligence of human beings. Again, it's not a coinky-dink that back during slavery, the white man castrated niggas. But guess what? He didn't castrate all niggas. He castrated certain niggers. Certain niggers. The intelligent niggas. He castrated people like Benjamin Banneker. Did you know he was castrated? George Washington Carver. Did you know he was castrated? You know, certain individuals who had military prowess about themselves. You know, of course, individuals like Gabriel Prosser and, you know, Denmark Vesey, and Nat Turner, they were, you know, slaughtered, murdered outright. But other individuals, I mean, it was intelligence. If the white man seen any intelligence in you, he castrated you. Individuals like Benjamin Banneker or George Washington Carver, he didn't kill them, but he castrated them. Why? Because I don't want to kill the nigga. The nigga got a brain. I still want him to continue to make stuff for me and to make stuff for my own benefit and my own self-aggrandizement, but this nigga might bump his head one day and realize, yo, you the devil. And this nigga overnight might come up with some stuff to kill me. Some ingenious ass stuff to kill me. So the white man didn't allow those individuals to reproduce. Likewise, it is not a coinky-dink. It's not a coincidence that Margaret Thatcher, one of the co-founders of Planned Parenthood, you know, she did what she did. Planned Parenthood is responsible for killing more black people than any other institution. Birth control. You know, Yaqub had a birth control law, you know, that he went by in order to, you know, make his people. Not create his people, make his people. I remember when I was in the Nation of Islam and study guide class, brothers were not created. He's not created. Made. He's a made man. Not created, but made. I used to always, you know, speak of the white man as a created man. But no, he's not he's not nothing in our creation. So technically, when David Icke mentions the reptilian beings and stuff like that, he's talking about human beings, but their nature is like that of a reptile. How they can curve around what is righteous and go around what's truth. They're cold-blooded because they can kill men, women, and children. They can go to nations and slaughter people and eat their body parts. You know, if you ever study people like Vlad the Impaler and you know, I mean, these are individuals who ate people. Some of the secret societies today, one of their rituals is the drinking of human blood of black babies. You know. So the messenger says the white man is my greatest bearer of witness. Because the science that I'm teaching you, you know, the science he's teaching his people, we'll take it and mock that. But the white man is not stupid. He's going to take that and he's going to take it back to the lab, give it to his intelligent geniuses, his scientists, and be like, yo, check this out. Yo, look what these niggas got right here. Yo, see what you can do with that. See what you can make of that. It's not a coinky-dink that planet Pluto or Pluton was discovered in 1930. Or, you know, some of Einstein's theories. At first they were theories. Like in 1905 he had the general theory of relativity. But then around 1915, 1920, something like that, now it's not the general theory no more, it's the law. Because after looking at our supreme mathematics, our mathematics of Islam, in the Nation of Islam, after looking at our solar facts and our actual facts, now the white man knows how to break the sound barrier. He knows sound travels at 1,120 feet per second. He knows anything faster than that, you breaking through the sound barrier. He can attain that speed, land, air, and now even water. The white man can travel at the speed of sound. Light. He hasn't been able to travel at the speed of light, but he understands light. And he knows what light is. You know? The white man can look into the human genome and see certain characteristics in human beings and be like, oh wow, he has a history of high blood pressure, or he has a history of, you know, anxiety, or he has a history of whatever. I can take that out. He can splice that, take that out, graft it out, put, you know, he can do this. They've cloned animals. They clone foods today. Fruits are cloned. The marijuana that you niggas smoke out there is cloned, is grafted. I know some guards like to, you know, they talk about the equality and stuff, but, you know, and they call the, you know, the other one the grafted. You know, that's what it is. It's grafted. That grafted equality. You know, my Muslim brother, God brother, Dr. Wesley Muhammad did an excellent presentation on, you know, just, you know, marijuana and stuff like that. And, hey, he caused me to put the blunt down. After listening to him bill and stuff like that over the years and teach on that, you know, I was like, wow. You know, so we'll come back with part 2, family, of this bill. I don't want to, you know, I just want to keep it short in sections. But this is something that, I mean, it's just so much. But first we have to establish who the original man is, his identity, and now the Caucasian man, the white man, his identity, who he is, and now we can proceed on into understanding who the secret society is, who is, you know, at the top of that pyramid. You know, when you see one of the symbols of the Illuminati or the secret societies, you'll see a pyramid with 33 bricks at the bottom, but then at the top, that capstone is removed or separated from the pyramid. This represents that all-seeing eye, not of Allah most glorified and exalted, but the all-seeing eye of the beast, the serpent, the devil, the white man. The white man is known as the world's greatest snoop because he likes to look at everything and study it. You know, we look at the ants and be like, oh, you know, oh, well, okay, yeah. No, but the white man, he'll get his cameras and his little, you know, devices, and he'll try to go down into their little, burrow down into their hole and study how they move and operate and how they... You don't think he did this with black people? You don't think he studied our rhythmic nature? You know,